I declare the convocation open.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation.
तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रान्विता या वीणा वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा पूजिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome the chief guest with a bouquet. Mr. Arun Mehra, the chief guest, members of the Society and Board of Governors, Director and faculty members of IIM Rohtak, students, parents, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to all of you to the third annual convocation of the Indian Institute of Management Rohtak. We are greatly honored, Mr. Mehra, that you have acceded to our request to be the chief guest today. Your contribution to industry is immense. First, as a practitioner of management in a leading industrial company of the country, then as CEO of consultancy companies, and now as member of the Planning Commission, responsible for manufacturing, infrastructure and tourism. We eagerly await your advice to this young audience on the threshold of embarking on a new experience of life. I am very pleased to see nearly 122 students graduating this year. I convey my heartiest congratulations to all of you and to each of you. I am sure that the 2 years of precious time that you have spent with us would go a long way in creating a solid foundation for a brilliant career in whichever area you choose to embrace. You would have learnt a lot of theory and practice in various facets of management, but above all, you would have learned to work together while keeping your own identity. You will be going out of the portals of an institution which you have helped in shaping its direction and characteristics. I do hope that you will remain connected to the institution and contribute to its further progress and development which will benefit future generation of students. I would like to particularly thank the parents and relatives of graduates who have supported the choice of students to come to IIM Rohtak. IIM Rohtak is not an easy place to come to, as you all know, and therefore you have bravely allowed your wards to come here. I do hope that you stand fully vindicated for that support today. Even though this IIM is just 4 years old, it is developing very well. I would like to cite a few indicators to support this. First is the Institute's progress towards achieving greater diversity. The Institute is conscious of the fact that we need to have diversity among students so as to create leaders with different skills and characteristics and amalgam of different views. With this in view, we began to change the norms for intake. I am pleased to say that from an intake of about 10% in the first 3 batches, we have reached a gender diversity of nearly 50% women in the 4th batch. This is a great step towards empowering bright young women by giving them equal opportunity. I remember when I first interacted with the first batch here in Rohtak, I found just 1 or 2 students who were not from an engineering stream. I have great respect for the engineering profession, of which I am one, but the board felt that we needed to broaden the appeal and competencies of budding leaders who will be in a position to take a variety of roles in this world. Over a quarter of students in the 4th batch come with non-engineering background. I would like to compliment the director and his team for working towards this objective. Secondly, I would like to mention that in spite of increased size of batches, the Institute is now attracting well-known companies in both final and summer placements. Also noteworthy is that over 20% students are opting for a career in startups, early stage companies, as well as seeking own employment, rather than vying only for conventional corporate jobs. Thirdly, the Institute is looking outwards beyond the shores of India. Last year it entered into collaboration agreements with 2 universities, namely the Singapore Management University and California State University, Fullerton. This will enable it to interact with the developments in management teaching and research in the Orient as well as in the West. Fourthly, I am pleased to inform that a beautiful learning-oriented campus is planned on a 200-acre site about 10 kilometers from here. A lot of effort has gone into understanding the needs of students, faculty and staff, besides learning from experiences of such institutions in India and abroad. A competent team of architects has been selected and the design has been approved by the board. The first brick will be laid hopefully in a few months, if not in a few weeks, and the first phase of the campus to be built in harmony with local environment yet of international class should be ready by early 2016, subject to government approvals. And finally, I am pleased to announce that we have adopted the Road Ahead document, laying out the objectives and plans for the Institute, and we are progressing well as per the plan. My dear students, we are living in very difficult times when the economic growth rate has slipped from over 8% to less than 5%. And inflation, high interest rates, and lack of liquidity are almost choking the economic activity. The demand for goods and services has shrunk considerably. How long this will last is anybody's guess. However, the only silver lining is that economic cycles have an upturn too, which hopefully should crank up growth sooner than later. We are living in a world with increasingly greater uncertainty and unpredictability and higher complexity, and we are witnessing greater speed of change. The uncertainty and unpredictability sometimes come from natural events like tsunamis, earthquakes, etc., but many are man-made. They are a result of conspicuous consumption, greed for throwing financial prudence and control out of the window. Excessive consumption of natural resources is creating after effects, causing a lot of harm not only to our generation, but in a compounded way to the later generations as well. The demographic and social profiles are undergoing massive changes in different parts of the world. For example, Japan is a very aging society and India is a very young population. This, coupled with multifarious regulatory requirements, is creating a web of complexity by geometric progression, especially for organizations which have or want to have an international presence. The speed of change is so immense that new segments get created overnight due to massive technology changes. Who would have believed that just 20 years ago we didn't have cell phones and today we can't do without one? Or 10 years ago we didn't have Facebook, Twitter, etc. and today our life revolves around that. Operating in this changing environment makes life very, very difficult. It also gives unheard of opportunities to new players who do not have great regard for experience or longevity or tradition. In India particularly, there is a great opportunity unfolding. We are a young population and will remain so in the next 25 years. Almost overnight, we have reached a high level of information connectivity through the explosive growth of cell phones and reach of television. This has made knowledge and information almost instantaneous, even to people living in rural areas, and has brought about what I would call a massive urbanization of minds. And this urbanization of mind is what is creating a great desire amongst the young population to improve their quality of life. And this is the magnet which is going to explode sooner than later. This, with increased physical connectivity, hopefully it will be better in future years, coupled with greater disposable income and even greater access to financing, is bringing goods and services within their reach and creating a surge in demand. Impact of that is very difficult to find out or to predict, but it is going to be very, very massive. Therefore, it raises the question as to what kind of leaders do we need to have. We need leaders who can understand and be aware of challenges, but not be threatened by them. We want leaders who want to break out of the mold and create opportunities for growth and not wait for it to happen. We need leaders who are bold, entrepreneurial and temperate and who reduce risk through the application of new techniques and processes like scenario planning, analytics, etc. Also, please keep in mind that display of leadership is not an attribute required only at the top echelons of an organization, but at all levels. In fact, it is early stage promise that propels you to top positions. I would like to state 4 characteristics for you to embrace and practice. First, the greater skill will be required in people orientation. It is only through team effort that success can be achieved in today's time. And an ability to work with fellow human beings and going in a well-coordinated, focused manner will be a great asset. I do hope that you will keep this in mind when you embark upon your new future. The second key characteristic that you need to live by is fairness, equity, and integrity. In this environment which we find ourselves in, you need to be the beacon of light, beacon of change. You need to create a critical mass of responsible business bringing about a change in the society. So you got to be the change agent and not wait for the change to happen in the society. The third is to have an open mind, for nobody is repository of all wisdom in this world. Take in as much diversity of views as possible for reaching solutions which are all embracing, richer, and are more sustainable in the long run. And the fourth is to have an inquisitive and inquiring mind and to think of innovative solutions wherever and whatever you may be engaged in. On behalf of the Board of Governors and the Society, I give my very best wishes to each one of you to become a great and distinguished leader and make IIM Rohtak very proud of you. Thank you.
Honorable Chief Guest of the function, Mr. Arun Maira, Member, Planning Commission, and former Chairman, BCG India, Chairman of the Society and Board of Governors, Mr. Ravikant, members of the Society and Board, distinguished guests, media personnel, faculty and staff of the Institute, their families, graduating students and their families, other guests, ladies and gentlemen. I join the Chairman in extending, on behalf of the faculty and staff members of the Institute, and from my own side, a warm welcome to you at the third convocation of IIM Rohtak. At the outset, I too express my gratitude to Mr. Arun Maira, who has kindly consented to be the chief guest of the convocation, despite his busy regular engagements. Mr. Arun Maira, we feel highly honored to have you as our chief guest at the third convocation today. My heartiest congratulations to the graduating students for their successful completion of the postgraduate program in management and for withstanding a tough placement environment due to persistent difficulties in the Indian and global economies. I wish you all success in your life and a rapid progress in your career. I also take this opportunity to sincerely thank all those companies that stood by our students and the Institute at this crucial juncture, as well as in helping us conclude the summer placements of Batch 4 ahead of other similar institutions. IIM Rohtak was established as the 8th IIM on November 16, 2009, when IIM Society Rohtak was registered. It's about to enter the 5th year of its academic activities. The second batch of 122 students passed out in March 2013. The second convocation was held on March 16, 2013. Gold medals were awarded for Best Scholastic Performance and Best All-Round Performance. The alumni community of the Institute has expanded and the alumni activities have begun. The third batch of PGP was inaugurated on June 30th, 2012 and that batch is passing out today with 122 students. The Institute had an increased batch size of over 120 from the second batch of 2011-13 and the size was expanded further to over 150 in the 2013-15 fourth batch admissions. 150 to 160 students are expected to be admitted in the fifth batch as well. The Institute launched its fellow program in management with its first batch admitted during the year. It has currently 7 students in the batch. While the excellent infrastructure and facilities of MD University facilitated the Institute's successful academic activities, the resource support and guidance of the Ministry of HRD helped it continue its journey smoothly in the fourth year. As of now, IIM Rohtak is the only IIM located strategically in the National Capital Region of India. This and the IIM brand identity require IIM Rohtak to assume great responsibilities for the nation. When India is aspiring to be a global economic and intellectual leader again, it's obligatory on IIM Rohtak to lend its own hand to such a grand task. Hence, it's IIM Rohtak's vision to be a global leader in management education, to be India's future Nalanda in management in due course of time. In tune with this vision, the Institute has a long-term strategic plan for growth, development and leadership. IIM Rohtak recognizes the parameters of global leadership as global outlook, global size, global brand, global culture, global ingredients, global processes, global contribution and a global boundary. It's IIM Rohtak's resolve to do everything possible to achieve its vision. Reflecting its resolve, the logo of IIM Rohtak incorporates an open book symbol to represent the knowledge creation and learning, a peacock symbol to embody the society's or nation's pride in what IIM Rohtak strives to achieve. IIM Rohtak is the only IIM which carries a national symbol in its logo. And a motto, management through knowledge and values, to emphasize the focus on management, knowledge and value system, which in turn signifies the principles of corporate governance and social responsibility. Its logo has been designed in the background of 2 vibrant colors, red signifying the vibrancy of youth, who form the mainstay of academic activities of the Institute, and green representing both the prosperity that education promises and the managerial harmony required with nature. The white shade used in the peacock and open book stands for the ubiquitous power of knowledge and for social harmony. IIM Rohtak intends to develop its students and trainees as true citizens embodying impeccable professional integrity and unparalleled social commitment, as well as managers with an excellent sense of purpose with respect to their corporate mission. It's also IIM Rohtak's aspiration to be a vital link in the new socio-cultural milieu of India that has no place for India's painful social evils of the past. Thus, IIM Rohtak is a mission indeed. What the institute continued to do in its 4th year is a reflection of its mission. IIM Rohtak is the 5th IIM to get membership of ASESB, the most coveted international accreditation agency. It has been followed up with a pre-accreditation application as a first step to enter the accreditation process. The application has been accepted and the institute is currently working on the pre-accreditation process. IIM Rohtak was also decisive in initiating its first international partnership with a leading US institution, Kelly School of Business. During the year, it signed agreements with Singapore Management University and the California State University at Fullerton, USA. It's also in the process of identifying other international partners. The placement scenario was expected to be tough for all institutions this year due to the global and domestic economic scenario. However, the summer placement of IIM Rohtak was 100% successful in the last 3 years, and the third final placement had a satisfying outcome. Final placement offers came from such well-known brands as Citibank, ICICI Bank, HSBC, DCB Bank, Cognizant, Infosys, Emphasis, Wipro, Larsen & Toubro, Mother Dairy, and so on. The intake of the 4th batch of postgraduate program has been 152. IIM Rohtak has plans to achieve global size in its flagship program in the next 15-20 years. However, to carry forward the growth actions, a quick shift to the new campus will be essential. That's why it's a priority to complete the first phase of the new campus within the next 2-3 years. To facilitate the new campus development activities, a program management consultant was identified through a competitive process. A master plan designer, project architect was also selected through a similar process. Boundary wall and gates have been built in the campus. The work on peripheral road and drainage is in progress. A master plan design has been prepared through a long process involving various stakeholders and by incorporating insights from well-known institutions. You have seen already the scale model of the plan as finally approved outside and a walkthrough video. A short list of possible vendors for construction work on the campus has been prepared through a pre-qualification process. Initial statutory approval process essential for commencing the main construction work is in progress. Some of the approvals have already been obtained. IIM Rohtak is committed to be part of the national efforts to ensure fair and equitable opportunities. So the institute has made sincere efforts to meet its obligation towards achieving diversity in its batches. In addition to its steps to ensure due representation of SC, ST, OBC and differentially abled persons candidates, its PGP admission policy explicitly targets increasing the proportion of female and non-engineering segments. As a result, the 4th batch has a female proportion of over 48% and a non-engineering proportion of over 27%, both of which are among the highest among IIMs. In view of the global economic scenario and its likely impact on family incomes, IIM Rohtak had decided to continue the PGP fees of batch 2011-13 for the subsequent batches as well. IIM Rohtak had started its short-run executive programs called Management Development Programs during 2012-13 with the 2 sponsored programs. It also commenced its faculty development programs with the 2 programs for internal faculty, with one of these on case method conducted by a renowned case professor from Kelly School of Business. The institute continued to organize such programs during 2013-14 as well. The long duration executive education program is in the planning stage and is likely to be launched in the next academic year. Potential partners have been shortlisted for an RFP process which is in progress. The institute is entering the 2nd year of its doctoral program, fellow program in management, very soon. The first batch is just completing its first year of academic activities. For the second batch, about 200 applications have been received and the process of scrutiny and selection is in progress. 5 rounds of faculty recruitment have been completed. The 6th is in progress. The current faculty strength as of today is 20 and a few more are expected to join in the next couple of weeks and months, as compared to 15 last year. Our target is to take it to 25-30 by the next academic year, except for a likely constraint of campus accommodation. Quality is the foremost criterion in our recruitments, and our faculty members have been very active in research, and they have been able to publish quite a few papers in internationally recognized journals and publishing outlets. And from this point of view, IIM Rohtak is ahead of not only new IIMs, but even some of the older IIMs on per capita basis. All our faculty members are committed to publishing their research output in high quality journals and other outlets. During 2013-14, over 30 research papers have been published in leading journals by them. For a faculty size of 15 to 18, this is a large number, and even the older IIMs will not be able to give such an impressive performance. Most of the papers have appeared in journals of publishers such as Routledge, InterScience, Emerald, Springer, Taylor and Francis, Elsevier and Macmillan. These are the who is who of publishers. Dr. Arpita Khare, Dr. Arpan Kaur and Dr. Amol Singh were the leading contributors in this, whereas other faculty members have also been continuously publishing. Faculty members had also over 15 papers in conferences of international quality. Research paper of Dr. Malay Bishwas presented at the first Pan-IIM World Management Conference was well appreciated for its approach. Papers presented at conferences include the one in the Academy of Management Conference, USA. There have been recognitions of various dimensions to the constituents of the Institute. The Institute received the DNA Stars of the Industry Group Innovative Business School Award. Faculty members of the Institute have been part of the editorial process of various international journals. Director was awarded the Competition Success Review, Eminent Director of Leading Institute of India Award. Director IIM Rohtak has been nominated as a member of the first quota of the Central University of Haryana. He is already a member of the Society of IIM Lucknow, representing the central government. The Institute organized the second and third HR Summit to focus attention on the topical issue of managing the new generation employees. Several corporate leaders and participants were part of the summit. It also organized the second IIM Rohtak NCR Business Summit to bring together the entrepreneurs and CXOs of companies based in the NCR region and to recognize their contribution to the development of the region. It was attended by several entrepreneurs and CXOs. Facilities of the Institute rendered from MT University included an academic block with 6 classrooms and office space, hostels sufficient for over 300 students on twin sharing basis, 9 faculty houses, and residence for the director. The Institute has subsequently furnished the classrooms and offices as required and developed a seminar hall facility, library, which we call Knowledge Resources Center, and Computer Center, which we call IT Resources Center. Facilities for MDP, video conferencing, meetings have also been set up. The KRC has also necessary online journals and databases, and ITRC has set up Institute's own email system, servers, network access, and other facilities. Institute has 1 Gbps access to the National Knowledge Network. Services of Institute's part-time clinic facility have been improved. The regular cafeteria is also functioning well within its limitations. The Institute has also an ATM of HDFC Bank at its own premise. Institute had financially a smooth running in the year thanks to the generous grants from MHRD. The Ministry has assured us of complete support in the new campus development as well as in developing IIM Rohtak as a truly autonomous global institution of excellence and a knowledge center. The corpus fund set up by the Institute to develop its resources for future use has been augmented and is growing at a healthy speed. Institute has organized several activities to foster the institutional culture and promote the feeling of oneness and dedication. The 5th Foundation Day of the Institute was celebrated on November 16, 2013 with usual fervor and gaiety. Academic events involving corporate leaders on the theme Business Growth in Uncertain Times, Finding the Silver Lining was organized during the occasion. The 67th Independence Day and 65th Republic Day were celebrated at the Institute with wholehearted participation and excitement. An oath of rededication was taken during the celebrations to foster national integration and social harmony. Student activities during the year were diverse and their achievements were truly commendable. The students, with faculty support, organized the third management conclave on the umbrella theme Mission India with a focus on growth during business uncertainty, finding the silver lining, which brought together nearly a few dozens of corporate leaders, including a large number of CXOs, to the campus to discuss from various angles the mission of finding ways to address the issues. Students had taken initiatives to spread the message of India for Girl Child to bring the nation's attention to the problems of girls and women. As part of this, in association with business sponsors, the education of selected girl children is being supported. The students organized such popular activities as the third mini marathon race to take the initiative to the heart of the society. The third mini marathon was flagged off by the legendary athlete of India, Padma Shri Milkha Singh. We are very happy to note that we have inspired the region to have many mini marathons on the same cause, Run for the Girl Child. The students organized the second Infusion, a cultural and sports event with widespread participation from several major business schools including all IIMs. Students also played a major role in the media relations and industry interaction activities. They also won several prizes in the events organized by various business schools and their other entities. During 2013-14, a large number of academic and other dignitaries visited the institute for interaction with the students and faculty. These included, among others, top corporate personalities such as CEO of Barry Vermiller, which is an American company, Emphasis, Caparo, Clark Retail, Edsel, and TCIL. IIM Rohtak has been working on common issues such as admission to PGP in collaboration with other IIMs, particularly new ones. IIM Rohtak, along with other new IIMs, is part of the standing committee constituted by MHRD. The chairman of the new IIMs, along with their directors, have been playing a significant role in fostering a collaborative relation among new IIMs. 200 acres of land in the Suneria village of Rohtak is available for new campus development. The full campus is expected to be completed in 4-5 stages in the next 10 to 15 years. Shifting to the new campus is expected towards the end of the first stage of construction. As per current plans, the academic session of 2016-17 should commence in the new campus, although efforts are being made to shift by the end of 2015. The total fund requirement anticipated for the multi-stage campus work is, as of now, rupees 1,000 crores plus. The institute would continue to operate from the existing transit campus till its own campus is ready. MD University has facilitated this smooth continuation by agreeing to extension of the MOU for another 3 years till March 2016. India's future ascendance to global leadership will depend on its ability to make original contribution in various fields of knowledge and wealth creation. Fundamental and applied research is a crucial factor in this respect. It's IIM Rohtak's resolve to lead management research in the country and help India attain global leadership in the creation and application of management knowledge. Therefore, research output will be an integral part of the Institute's academic performance evaluations. To realize the vision and aspirations of IIM Rohtak with respect to development of global management knowledge and resources, the wholehearted support of all of its stakeholders will be essential. Therefore, it's natural for IIM Rohtak to look forward to your limitless support and patronage. Your contribution will help make the mission called IIM Rohtak. Before I conclude, I would like to sincerely thank the chairman, Mr. Ravikant, and members of the Board of Governors and the Society of the Institute for their emphasis on excellence and support to the academic and developmental activities of the Institute. Further, I extend my sincere gratitude to the Ministry of HRD, Government of India, the Government of Haryana, MD University and its Vice Chancellor, and the public representatives and district authorities of Rohtak for their material and moral support and guidance, the media for their continuous patronage, and the faculty and staff of the Institute for their selfless effort and dedication to the cause of the Institute and the nation. At the end, I also thank all others who contributed in any significant or indirect manner to the well-being of the Institute. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
All candidates for the postgraduate diploma in management, please rise. आंचल सक्सेना, अभिलाष, अभिनवा घोष, अभिनव सरन, अभिषेक केसरवानी, अभिषेक सिंह, अभिषेक सिन्हा, अजय दामोदरन, अजय कुमार, अजीत सिंह, ऑलरिक बारवा, एम्बदी, अमित कुमार, अमित रावत, अनिरुद्ध हालदार, अंकित आर्य, अंकित बजाज, अंकिता सिन्हा, अनुपम लाव, अपूर्व प्रभास, अराब हसन, अर्चना नेगी, अरुण पिल्लई, अरुण सलीम, अरविंद कुमार, अरविंद सिंह, अश्वजीत कुमार, अश्विनी, आतिफुल इस्लाम, भानुप्रिया, देवज्योति, दीपाली, धीरज, दिनेश कुमार, दिनेश पंजभाई, जी राकेश, गौरव चौधरी, गौरव कुंभारे, गौरव सिंह, गोवर्धन वेंकटेश, हरेन साहू, जीवन रवि, जितेश वी, जोशीला कृष्णा, गौरव रविंद्र कालेकर, करण नेगी, करनी गौतम, कार्तिक आर, कार्तिक कालरा, करुणेश पांडे, कल्पेश कोटकर, क्षितिज लखेरा, कुमार अभिषेक, कुणाल आर मेंढे, कुरु अंशु, एम स्वाति, मनीष प्रकाश, मोहित एस, मृदुल धीमन, मुकेश कुमार, मुकेश कुमार साहू, नरेश शर्मा, नवीन, नीरज कुमार, निशांतिका, पारुल, बोल ओमकार अशोक, प्रभाकर बैनर्जी, प्रभजोत सिंह, प्रणीत आनकम, प्रशांत कुमार, प्रशांत सुजीत टक्कर, प्रेम, महेश्वरन, रघुराम, राहुल मदान, राजऋषि पुरोहित, राजऋषि रॉय, राकेश जी, ऋग दिव्यांशु प्रीत, विवेक किरण रोकाड़े, अर्चना एसआर, सजल सिंह, संदीप शिवहरे, संजीव रामी शेट्टी, सौरभ अग्रवाल, सौरभ चैटर्जी, सौरभ मिट्टर, सौरभ पटेल, सौरभ विक्की, शरद डोकनिया, शशि कुमार सिंह, शिवम सेठ, ऋषिराज सिसोदिया, सोनिया चंद्रा, श्रीपद स्वामी, श्रीनिवास राजू, श्रीराम डी, श्रीराम श्रीराम, सुरेश कुमार, सुरेश मेनन, जिनसन तांग, तरुण शर्मा, त्यागराजन पी, तुषार रोडे, अतुल्य तेज, वीवी चैतन्य कृष्ण, वरुण गोगिया, वरुण मेहता, वरुण पांडे, विजय कुमार हंसदा, विपुल अंबस्त, विपुल अरुण, Mr. Chairman, upon the recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor to present Ms. Achal Saxena and 121 others of PGP batch 2012-14 who have successfully completed the prescribed course of studies and fulfilled all other requirements for the award of the postgraduate diploma in management, and request the Indian Institute of Management Society Rohtak to confer the diploma on these candidates, of whom 112 are present and 10 will receive the diploma in absentia.
Members of the society, may the diploma be conferred on these candidates. By the authority given to me by the Indian Institute of Management Society Rohtak, I award to you the postgraduate diploma in management, and I charge that by thought, word and deed you prove yourself worthy of the award.
The graduating students will now take the oath of honor. I, as a graduate of IIM Rohtak, will take responsibility of my actions and be accountable for its foreseeable consequences. I will hold every other human being in high regard, acknowledging the inherent differences, honoring the rights of others to be treated with dignity. I will act with utmost integrity and pursue my work upholding the highest ethical standards. This pledge I make freely and upon my honor. The Indian Institute of Management Rohtak Gold Medal for Scholastic Performance has been awarded to Tyagarajan P, who will come forward and receive the medal from the Chief Guest. The Indian Institute of Management Rohtak Gold Medal for Best All-Round Performance has been awarded to Tushar Rode, who will come forward and receive the medal from the chief guest.
I would now like to request the Chief Guest, Mr. Mehra, to deliver his address. But before that, I would like to give a brief profile of Mr. Mehra. Mr. Mehra is a member of the Planning Commission, which is chaired by the Prime Minister of India. In this ministerial level position, he is responsible for facilitating the shaping of policies and programs relating to industrialization, urbanization, and tourism in the country. He has a combination of hands-on experience for leadership, international consulting, experience on leadership teams, and a thought leadership as an author and a speaker on the subjects of leadership and organization transformation. He is a frequent speaker at international forums on the future of India. He writes regularly in the Economic Times and other management and business journals in India. He is author of several books, which include Shaping the Future, Aspirational Leadership in India and Beyond by John Wiley and Sons, Remaking India, One Country, One Destiny by Response books, Discordant Democrats, 5 Steps to Consensus by Penguin Books, and Transforming Capitalism, Business Leadership to Improve the World for Everyone by NIMBY Books. Mr. Arun Mehra is Chairman of Quality Council of India and Chancellor of Central University of Himachal Pradesh. Mr. Arun Mehra was a member of Tata Administrative Services and worked in several positions in the Tata Group in India and abroad for 25 years until 1989. He was on the board of Tata Motors, then called Telco, from 1981 to 89. He worked with Arthur D. Little Incorporated, the international management consultancy in the US, from 1989 to 1999. And consulted with companies across the world on issues of growth strategies and transformational change. During this time, he was the Managing Director of Innovation Associates, an Arthur D. Little subsidiary, leader of ADS North American Manufacturing Practice, and leader of ADS Worldwide Organization and a strategy practice. He returned to India in 2000 and was chairman of Boston Consulting Group in India until April 2008. Mr. Mehra has advised clients across a wide variety of industries and many countries on issues of strategy and organization. He has worked with clients in North America, Europe, South America, and Asia in industries ranging from automobiles, steel, and oil to pharmaceutical and financial services. He has also advised governments and international agencies on leadership processes to accelerate development. Mr. Arun Mehra has served on the boards of several large Indian companies, including companies in the Tata, Birla, Godrej, Hero, and Mahindra groups. He has been a member of the Convocation of Indian Industries, National Council for many years, and as well as chairman of several of CIA's national councils, including the National Council for Corporate Governance and the chairman of CIA's Leadership Summit. Mr. Arun Mehra was a senior advisor to the UN Global Compact in New York. He was also chairman of Save the Children India and chairman of the Axis Bank Foundation. He has served on the boards of several Indian and international management education institutions. He was also on the boards of Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs, the India Brand Equity Foundation, the Public Interest Foundation, the World Food Programme India Trust, and Aspen India. Mr. Arun Mehra was born in Lahore on August 15, 1943. He received his MSc and BSc in Physics from St. Stephen's College, Delhi University. Mr. Mehra, please.
Mr. Ravikant, Professor Rameshan, members of the Society and Board of Governors of the Indian Institute of Management in Rohtak, faculty members, parents and families of the students and the students of this great institution, and other dignitaries and guests. For the past 5 years, I have been sitting in India's cockpit, the National Planning Commission, from where I could get a perspective of the changes sweeping through India. Every year, chief ministers of all Indian states come to the Planning Commission to explain the progress of their states and the challenges they are facing. The Planning Commission oversees the central government ministries too, and all sectors of the Indian economy. When the Planning Commission prepared the country's 12th five-year plan in 2012, it deployed a process for the first time to listen widely to the people of the country. Almost 1,000 civil society organizations representing all sections of Indian society and dozens of business associations participated in an exercise to gather the views of citizens about what mattered most to them and the opportunities they saw for change in the country. With these myriad inputs from many perspectives and using the techniques of systems analysis and scenario planning, we were able to see the principal forces that are shaping India, and we could hear the signals beneath the deep rumbling of Indian democracy. The people are yearning for reforms of the country's institutions, government, political parties, and business institutions too. Citizens and businesses want institutions to be more responsive. They want them to deliver results more effectively. They want institutions cleaned up of the rust of corruption that is corroding them. What will be India's future? 3 plausible scenarios were distilled from this intensive exercise. Scenarios are not predictions. They are projections of what is most likely to emerge if certain actions are taken and if they are not. I will describe the 3 scenarios. Then I will explain the actions that must be taken to produce the scenario the citizens want. I will also explain why I am an India optimist. The first scenario is called muddling along. In the background are pictures of the lives of people. A few have become very wealthy with the opening of the economy in the last 20 years. Like peacocks, they strut around and show off their new wealth. Meanwhile, millions of little birds are scrambling for opportunities to improve their lives. Their sense of inequity in the system is driving people to protest against institutions. Some movements of protest have turned violent. Tigers are growling and wolves prowling. Security of citizens is threatened. Muddling along is the scenario of India where the system is crying for reform and some reforms are initiated. However, these are piecemeal, they do not address core governance issues and therefore are not effective. Centralized government systems struggle with demands for decentralization. Small enterprises are sought to be encouraged, but the agenda of big business dominates. The policy conflict between subsidies and financial stability of the economy remains unresolved. The economy grows, but hardly achieves its full potential. Insufficient social and political cohesion remains a threatening source of instability. This increases lack of trust in institutions, resulting in continuing protests and political logjam. The second scenario is called falling apart. In a picture of this scenario made by a young girl, the leaders are shown as buffaloes wallowing in a pond. The children are outside the pond, want clean water, better education, opportunities for decent work when they grow up. But the leaders cannot agree what is the solution. When one buffalo has an idea and rises, others will not move. Then another gets an idea and wants to move, but the first says, You did not cooperate with me, and so I will not support you. This scenario emerges when India remains stuck in a centralized governance system which tries to exert control in the face of demands for devolution, with the centralized mega schemes and projects, and by redistribution of wealth through a system of handouts and subsidies. The impatience and political logjam that result put India under severe stress. In a system where hardly any institutional reforms are made, a vicious cycle emerges, which results in the political logjam becoming so severe that government can barely function. Extremism infects more areas of the country. Standoffs between central government institutions and between the center and the states become rigid. Civil society protest movements take up non-negotiable stances, and the political logjam becomes worse. Governments try to win popularity in this situation with increasing handouts. Handouts strain government's finances, investments slacken, employment needs do not grow as rapidly as the workforce, so India's demographic changes become a ticking time bomb. Handouts do not incentivize innovation and entrepreneurship, but instead create dependency. A cash-strapped government is unable to achieve its goal of poverty alleviation through subsidies. The third scenario is the flotilla advances. India is a land of democracy and enterprise. India progresses when its people are empowered. When, like fireflies, they rise up with their own light, they will together change the darkness around themselves to light. Many fireflies are arising in India, but their growth is hampered by a governance system that smothers their energies. India is a flotilla of many interdependent boats that must move together. We have 28 states, maybe 29, many political parties and private enterprises. India is not a uniform monolith. It is a racially, linguistically, religiously, and politically the most diverse country in the world. All people must want to go in the same direction, and they must learn to cooperate to proceed. This third scenario of fireflies arising and the flotilla advancing is the future of India, with a federal governance system in which the wheels begin to mesh more smoothly. Local governance institutions and small enterprises are nurtured and grow effectively. Responding to the widespread demand for institutional reforms, the government vigorously takes up necessary reforms in government processes and regulatory systems, along with economic reforms. The central government's financial assistance to the states is altered to give the states more flexibility to devise local solutions. Institutional capacity building, especially in local governance, is given high priority in government's rural and urban programs. People begin to see changes on the ground. They are engaged and not alienated. Each of these three scenarios is a result of the direction the forces shaping India will take. The Planning Commission gave the three scenarios to the National Council of Applied Economic Research to compute what the GDP growth rate and the rate of reduction of poverty would be in each of them. NCAER computed that India's GDP growth rate will remain stuck at below 5% if we do not get the flotilla to advance. However, if we get the flotilla to advance together and enable the fireflies to rise, NCR projected that India's GDP growth will exceed 9% per annum soon, and poverty will reduce much faster. It is worthwhile to take a step back in time to 2005, when the World Economic Forum had prepared three scenarios for India's future. Then too, the analysis had shown that the principal forces that would determine India's progress were rising inequalities and weaknesses of India's institutions. It is noteworthy that the World Economic Forum scenarios came out very similar to the scenarios prepared by the Planning Commission more recently. The World Economic Forum's analysis in 2005 showed that India's GDP would grow to over 9% as it did, but then would decline to below 6% in 6 to 7 years as it has, if India's institutions were not fixed in good time. The call to fix the institutions was not heeded. People have been losing faith in the political dispensation, and growth has fallen. The World Economic Forum scenarios had revealed then, and as the Planning Commission scenarios analysis revealed more recently, that India must first reform its institutions to enable the formulation and implementation of economic reforms. There is no point in announcing big reforms if the people do not trust government institutions and will not support the reforms. I'm an optimist because from the loud noise of India's democracy as it prepares for a momentous election in a few months, I hear some very clear signals. The people are demanding institutions that are responsive to their needs. They are demanding governments that can deliver results. They want political parties that are in touch with people and are internally democratic too. The Congress, the BJP and the new Aam Aadmi Party are all responding in their ways to the people's demands for reforms of institutions. Let me give some thoughts to a vision of our future. The poet Iqbal had described the hope that a new vision can give. I paraphrase his poetic Urdu words. He said, "A vision that gives hope is like the pale light on the horizon that precedes the dawn. It dimly shows a path from where I stand towards the horizon I must reach. As the light strengthens just a little more, I begin to see green shoots of grass beneath the frost on the path before my feet." What is our vision of our future? How will we shape our institutions of democracy and business and capitalism to create a just, inclusive, sustainable, and economically vibrant society? Well, let me offer you a vision of our inclusive, democratic, and entrepreneurial future. This great country, inclusive, democratic, and entrepreneurial. In this vision, democracy will become deep and will become inclusive. Democratic governments are expected to be governments of the people, for the people, and by the people. We have the largest electoral democracy in the world. We conduct elections on a scale that no other country comes close to. Our governments are elected by the people. Therefore, we have governments of the people in our states and at the national level. People want their governments to be for the people too. Indians are protesting that their governments are not accountable to the people. They are demanding transparency. They want to know what was done with the money that was supposed to be spent to improve public services and public infrastructure. This is the core demand of the anti-corruption movements. Therefore, governance reforms to make governments accountable to citizens have become imperative. Deep democracy is government by the people. A democracy where citizenship is not merely the right to vote members of assemblies and parliaments, but a democracy in which citizenship is also the active management by people of their own affairs in their communities and local bodies. Not an election-time democracy, but a deliberative democracy in which citizenship is the right to understand the rules and to shape the rules by which society governs itself. Here, India has a long way to go. When our elected representatives say, "You have elected us, now keep quiet and leave it to us till we come back for your votes next time," they kill the very concept of a deliberative, deep democracy. Moreover, deep democracy requires elected and accountable governments in our villages and in our urban bodies. We have passed the 73rd and 74th Amendments to our Constitution 20 years ago, but we have not made much progress in implementing them. India must become an inclusive economy. I humbly submit that genuine inclusion is not achieved by handouts and by redistribution. In fact, handing out and charity reinforce the idea of exclusion. Some are in and others are out, and it is the moral responsibility of the ins to give to those who are out. Those who are excluded become genuinely included only when they have equal opportunities to earn and live dignified lives and to contribute by their efforts too to the creation of the wealth in society. And just as institutions of government must be reformed to create an inclusive democracy, institutions of business and capitalism must be reformed to create an inclusive economy. Therefore, businesses must be not only for the people, they must also be by the people and of the people. For inclusion, we need innovations to provide affordable and accessible goods and services, especially at the bottom of the economic pyramid. This is the business opportunity for profit at the bottom of the pyramid that Professor C.K. Prahlad wrote about, and that many entrepreneurs are pursuing. By producing products and services for poorer people, they can expand their customer base. For example, the shampoo sachet enables even poor people to buy a very big company's products. The people pay. The profit from the bottom of the pyramid goes to the shareholders of the capitalist enterprise. But this does not address the root cause of poverty. People are poor and cannot afford to pay much because they do not have incomes. They need jobs and incomes to lift themselves out of poverty. Therefore, they must be engaged in the processes of producing goods and services for themselves and for others. And therefore, we need innovations in production models that provide more jobs so that business is by the people too. Employees in enterprises that are owned by others have incomes, of course, but do not share in the creation of wealth, the fruits of which go entirely to the owners. For a fuller inclusion in the benefits of growth, we need more enterprises in which the producers and workers share the wealth creation too. This requires innovations in enterprise design and governance models to shape businesses of the people. In my vision of India, which is a country of over 1 billion Democrats, will also be a country of hundreds of millions of entrepreneurs and capitalists. Indeed, this was Mahatma Gandhi's vision. His charkha was a symbol. In his vision for India, all people would be producers of goods and services that the community and the market need. They would be earners and also owners of their tiny means of production, their little enterprises. Finally, in my vision, India will also be what Gurudev Tagore envisioned, a country not divided into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Let us be less argumentative and more cooperative. Let us strive together towards the heaven of freedom, a country in which every citizen has all three freedoms: political freedom, social freedom, and economic freedom. Each of us has work to do to reform the institutions we are in charge of and in which we work. Some of us must lead and reform business corporations and other capitalist institutions. Others amongst us must lead and reform governments and government institutions and educational institutions. And many others must lead and reform institutions for democratic representation, political parties, civil society organizations, and labor unions too. But who will lead? We need leaders who have the wisdom and the courage to reform the institutions they are given to lead. As Gandhiji said, we do not own institutions, we are their trustees. We must build society's trust in the institutions that we lead. And I conclude with my definition of a leader. Leaders come in many shapes and they have many styles. Regardless of their shape, size and style, a real teacher is she or he who takes the first steps towards what she or he most deeply cares about. Leaders are those who take the first steps, not those who wait for others to lead. Great leaders have many followers because the steps they take are not towards selfish goals, but towards goals that others aspire to. The heart of leadership is a deep, deep caring for a cause. The awakening of leadership in each of us will arise when we look into ourselves and ask what we really care about deep down. We must look inside our hearts for what we want to make our world and our country, not only for our own sakes, but for our other citizens' sakes and for our children too. And we must stir our human aspirations to take steps now, together, to shape the future we want. In closing, I want to thank the parents and the families for gifting to our country these young leaders who will move forth today, and to thank the management and the teachers of these young treasures who will step out today. And I want to ask each of you that every day, shut your eyes for a moment, look inside your heart and ask, what is the world I want to create? And then through the day, let your thoughts and actions be directed towards that vision. As you sally forth, may all our prayers be with you. Thank you.
I declare the convocation closed.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाता जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession will now leave the venue. You may please stand up and remain standing till all the members of procession have left the venue. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us for the high tea. Thank you.